summer of 2022. Should you do it? Well, let's talk about all of that in this live stream. Welcome to those of you that are just tuning in for this live stream right now. Those of you that are new to this channel, my name is Nick Rostopchin. I'm a real estate agent right here in St. George, and we specialize in helping people relocate to Southern Utah from all over the place. So if you're thinking about buying, selling, or investing in real estate right here in St. George, please reach out to me. I would absolutely love to be of service to you. But first of all, I'd like to address the idea of relocating to St. George. Why do people do it? Why have so many people flocked here over the recent months, increasing the cost of living and overall cost significantly for somebody to get into it, and how that conversation has changed. So let's address the first question. Why are people moving to Southern Utah? If you're new to this topic and you're just thinking about relocating, the number one reason I would say is quality of life. By moving here, people are typically, running away from something. They're running away from high taxes, high crime rate, uncertainty, maybe certain lack of freedoms. Without getting too political, people are relocating here from typically nicer areas. We have a lot of clients that are moving here from Washington, a lot of clients that are moving here from California, a lot of large world-class cities that got absolutely destroyed by the current state of the union. So a lot of people are moving here to find comfort, and therefore a lot of my price comparisons in these videos are similar to, what would a cost of living be in LA, Chicago, New York, because that's ultimately what people are exchanging in order to, get a little bit of peace and get further away from the madness. So the reasons for moving here are pretty evident, and I have a number of videos on this channel that go over socioeconomic stats and what it exactly compares like. This is not the purpose of this video. The purpose of this video is to hopefully give some of you some hope if you've been kind of warming the bench, thinking about moving here, maybe got priced out of this market even. I feel like this summer is finally going to give some folks some hope, because the market is definitely changing and we're starting to see a pretty decent adjustment. The seller's attitude is the biggest thing that's beginning to change, because just a few weeks ago, making an offer in Southern Utah, or pretty much anywhere in the country really, meant that I would call the selling agent, the listing agent, and literally ask them, hey, what would it take? Like, would it take an act of God? Do we need to go considerably over asking? Do we have to forego any form of due diligence? What is it going to take? Because for every listing had 5 to 10 buyers. And right now, with the interest rates increasing considerably, we went from 2.83% to a little over 5%. A lot of buyers lost a lot of their buying ability. So it removed a lot of buyers from the market, therefore softening overall market. And we're starting to see the inventory stay in the market a little bit longer than it used to. Things aren't quite flying off the market as quickly as they did before. So if you're shopping right now, if you're considering moving into this area this summer, you no longer have to deal with the madness. Now, with that being said, we're still in a seller's market. And let me show you guys the numbers. These numbers will actually make sense as we cover this topic. So our current market, as of May, we just closed out the month of May, had 1.6 months of supply. So we have almost 2 months of supply of all available inventory, with a grand total of 663 listings, which is still severely under what we're used to. Before, I would say 2019, the end of 2019 was probably the last year that we had kind of normal Southern Utah market conditions. We would typically see anywhere from 2,000 to 2,500 listings. So, but we saw considerably more inventory, because even going 3 months back, that number was at just 200 listings or even fewer. So we're now up to 1.6 months of supply, with a median sale price at $561. So that went down a little bit. That was at around $610,000 just a month ago. Our median combined days on the market is still 8. So this could kind of vary from listing to listing, because if the listing is priced right, if you're thinking about selling your Southern Utah home and you price your home right, you're still going to hit that delta of anywhere 8 to about 14 days. We'll see what this month brings, because I feel like the dynamic of the seller to buyer relationship is really beginning to change, and things are kind of starting to stay on the market a little longer than they used to. We're starting to see fewer showings, but the really hot, attractive listings, for one reason or another, it doesn't necessarily put the property in a specific range. We see high-end listings that are flying off the market, and we also see, some listings on the lower end that are still staying on the market. It seems to be that the key to having your home sold right now is eliminating all the projects. If your property is turnkey, ready to go, the buyer doesn't have to, overcommit to the max of their ability to purchase, and then on top of it have projects to work on or fix or remodel. Any of the project listings, if they're not priced super aggressively, they're beginning to stay on the market a little bit longer, because, well, if as a buyer you have some options, if you used to have 2 options in any given price range, now you have 20 or 30 options, you will probably evaluate your options and really go with something that's going to require less. So if your property that you're about to list is in that perfect category where it kind of meets a lot of the check marks, has a nice lot, nice garage, has some really attractive things about it, chances are there's still multiple people competing for it. But if your home has some projects that need to be done, it's best to possibly complete those projects before you list. But if you need any specific seller advice, contact me and I would be happy to point you in the right direction, give you an idea of what your home is worth in today's market. We'll reserve that for another video. Let's take a look at these numbers again. So another thing that we're starting to notice is the total number of sold listings is starting to go down a little bit. We sold just 354 listings in the month of May, which is about an 8% decrease year over year. So we're starting to trend down. Total number of listings that went under contract was 404. So we're also trending down there by just 3%. So nothing crazy. People that are talking about market crashes, the sky falling, bottom falling out, I don't quite see it, just because the demand is still super strong. People are still moving here, and the cost of living, we'll get to that in just a moment. And a total number of new listings is another thing that's driving this inventory, and this relationship dynamic between sellers and buyers is another important factor. We are up to 650 new listings in May of 2022, which is nearly a 30% increase year over year. So we're seeing more listings. Total number of active listings went up to 663 listings, which is a 72% increase year over year. And it all makes sense. If it becomes more difficult to purchase something, in other words, for example, somebody that was pre-approved up to $750,000 on a conventional loan just 3 or 4 months ago at 2.8 to 3%, is now probably down by about $100K in what they can afford. So affordability went down. It eliminated some of the buyers on the higher end. And overall, a lot of people are kind of on the fence. They're not sure which direction they want to go. One of the previous videos, Michonne and I did a comparison, and we kind of talked about, some of the math that goes behind it. And we tend to side with the side of logic, where if you're able to purchase something and finance it at the lowest interest rate available to you, it almost doesn't make sense to wait, because we did the math, and I still remember, with a median sale price of $610,000. So that median price has gone down some from last month, but if you wait longer for the prices to soften even more and the interest rates continue to go up, typically with just each point, the price goes up considerably. Even though the purchase price is less, the monthly payment for that mortgage is likely to go up by $200 or $300, even though you're purchasing that home for anywhere from 10 to 20% less than what you would have at a lower interest rate. At the end of the day, most people don't keep their homes for the entire duration of the loan, and you may be able to refi out of it. But what impacts you monthly is that monthly mortgage. It could be different if you have cash. However, there's a lot of uncertainty with holding on to your cash right now as well. So let's talk about expensive living in St. George, because that's one thing that I see gets brought up a lot lately all over online forums, especially when I post a listing for rent. We do property management, and often I have to advertise rental listings on social media, and don't even get me started on how people react right now. There's a new sense of people having the freedom to say whatever they feel without any, I don't know what's the word here, without any fear of consequences. People are just not even being human in these threads. A whole bunch of villains with pitchforks talking about how unaffordable it is and how expensive things are getting. So I wanted to show you guys. We were talking originally about a comparison in cost of living, right? So if you're moving to St. George, and what should you expect in the cost of living? A lot of our clients are moving from world-class cities like Los Angeles, for instance. And on average, and these numbers that I'm pulling up are a little bit dated. I would imagine that 2022, the reality is cost of living has gone up significantly everywhere. And if we look at these numbers, I feel like the real estate stats haven't been updated for a while, because median home cost in St. George is no longer $303,000. It's it's a little more, but if you add about 150 grand on both sides, because I'm sure that East LA, you couldn't buy anything for $453 there right now either. But overall, combining these numbers, it is still significantly more expensive to live in LA, New York, Chicago. We have a whole bunch of videos that are actually coming up to cover that topic if you're moving from a specific city, to kind of help you out in determining what exactly your cost breakdown is going to be like. So even though we are mid hyperinflation, inflation is at the highest it's been in the last 40 years, it is still quite a bit more affordable to live here. And if you compare what the same $600,000 or $700,000 gets you in LA versus Southern Utah, you would be pleasantly surprised. And that takes me into my next topic. I wanted to show you guys some of the exciting, quirky, interesting listings that we have in the market right now. And I think all of them are awesome for their own unique reasons. We have a couple new listings that just hit the market, and I wanted to show you a couple options because I feel like I have something for everybody. We just did a major price drop on an entry level. So if you're looking at maybe an investment property, or if you're considering getting into like a starter home, we have a listing that needs a little bit of love. It's currently listed at $360,000, and I just did a comparison for a couple of our investor buyers, and this is probably about the most bang for the buck. So the constraint at the bottom of the market, like stuff that's listed under $500,000, you really still have to look for deals. This property is located on Westridge Drive, and it could use a little bit of TLC for it to be perfect. However, it is currently listed, I believe, at just $208 per square foot, making it a pretty attractive buy in this segment if you're thinking about maybe getting a rental or a second home or something that could just get your foot in the door here. This property may be a good fit. And like I said, it is currently listed at $208 per square foot. It is 1,728 square feet, has 3 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, and a 2-car garage. Has a small HOA of just $78. Now, if you're Going up from that to about the median sale price. We just listed an incredible home, and I went live about this home. I'll put the links for all of these listings in the description below this video, so you guys can have access to the MLS pages of each one of these listings, and you could check them out yourself. So our second listing on this list is our Hill Rise listing. This home is located in Bloomington Hills. Bloomington Hills is an incredible St. George neighborhood that features really close proximity to pretty much everything. You're no more than, I don't know, a 5-minute drive from everything that you would want. It is really close to I-15, so commuting to just about anywhere is made super easy. And it is a 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom home. It sits on a 0.18 acre lot, and it has incredible views. Just take a look at this. You have views to the north of the Pine Valley Mountain. You pretty much see all of St. George just light up in the back. And this listing kind of falls in a category of those homes that need nothing. I mean, you can move into this home today and not have any projects. It has a really nice, spacious living room. It has really good sized bedrooms. And the master suite in this home is absolutely massive. Kitchen has granite countertops, newer appliances, good sized pantry. There's tons of storage everywhere in this property. And this home was built in 1992. And I don't know if you guys remember those floor plans from the 90s. A lot of them were kind of compartmentalized. Is that the word? Yeah, they were kind of diced up into like any home that had stairs in it usually had 2 living rooms or a sitting room, some kind of wasted space. This home, I feel like the floor plan is definitely far ahead of its era. And look at this, it's nice and open. The living room, the kitchen, everything is right there. And it has a ton of windows on the north side. This house sits up above the street, so it kind of overlooks the neighbors. You get access to this awesome front patio that that French door gets you in there right from your kitchen. You can set up a barbecue, nice patio furniture, and watch sunsets. Come out there in the morning. Has a nice large laundry room, and these photos really don't do it justice, but this is a king size bed, and behind it there's room for a whole bunch more furniture, or you could possibly fit 2 king size beds in here. Has a really nice master bath with a dual vanity, soak-in tub. Has a really good sized closet. I'll just kind of click through this. So this is a front bedroom or an office. You could use it however you'd like. And this is a guest suite. Guys, by the way, if you're watching this, what do you think about this type of content? I tried to go live from this house, and I had all kinds of catastrophic failures with my equipment. So I kind of wanted in these market update videos to give you guys an opportunity to take a look at the listings that I currently have in the market. So if there's anything that you're interested in that we could get you into, I would absolutely love to be of service and help you out. Also, this property has probably the only project-ish category of it is this backyard. The seller actually has a set of plans for a small pool to be fitted in there. But this property has absolutely xeriscape type landscaping. So don't have to worry about cutting grass. Don't have to worry about your plants dying. And again, this can be a canvas for somebody if you really want grass. We have a Rolodex of contacts that could take care of that for you. If anyone that's watching this video is interested, please let me know. Another incredible thing about this listing, as you can see from this photo, Bloomington Hills Golf Course is right, like literally steps away from this property. So if you're an avid golfer, you have access to the golf course right there. And one of the biggest reasons, one of the reasons why I moved to St. George is because we get 255 days of sunny weather here. It literally never rains. I mean, if it rains, it really pours, but it happens like twice a year. And you get beautiful blue sky with no clouds. So we had some clients that moved here from Washington, from Seattle area, that said that, you know, the weather would cause a certain level of depression if it's constantly gloomy all the time. They were able to escape that, and I really feel it too. It's really hard to be upset when the sun is shining and the sky is blue virtually every day of the year. So that's the aerial view of this property. It sits kind of on a smaller corner lot, but if you're looking for an ideal second home, or if maybe you just don't want a ton of maintenance, this would be a perfect fit if you don't want to own a lawnmower. There's a couple more images here. Really hard to give you guys the feel of how awesome the north side of this property feels, and just overall a super cozy home. Another property that we just listed is an incredible home in a very highly desirable neighborhood. This home is within the boundaries of all of the best schools. This community has an HOA with a pool and a park. So you have access to a park, and the only thing that's kind of quirky about it, and this could be a great thing for a potential buyer that's not in a hurry to move, is it currently has a lease in place. So that lease would have to be honored, but the seller may be willing to negotiate a lease back that's very favorable for you. So you wouldn't be able to take possession of this home until November 1st, I'm sorry, because the tenant's lease will expire on November 1st. And it's a really nice family. They're taking great care of this place, so it'll be in extremely great shape. And you're able to enjoy some of that rental income before you take possession of it. But take a look at that. It is a 2,682 square foot home. It has 5 bedrooms, 3 bathrooms, 3-car garage, and it sits on a 0.26 acre lot. You have some RV parking right there on the side, and this lot actually feels very spacious. It is not a corner lot, and one thing that you guys need to know about corner lots, at least in St. George, the setback requirements in the corner lots are often 25 and 25 from the street. So if you have a corner lot, even though the acreage may be the same, it may appear a lot smaller. So this lot is kind of in the middle of the street, so it has a very spacious backyard. Here we're looking at a photo of an office, and it was recently remodeled and repainted, so the paint is up to date. I believe it actually had new carpeting as well. Nice, beautiful French doors with glass in the office. Could also be used as a bedroom. Beautiful beam detail, granite countertops in the kitchen. Has gas appliances. Has a really good size laundry room, pantry area. This is a great home for somebody that needs a lot of space, a lot of bedrooms. That entire living room area is very nice and open. Here we're looking at the laundry room. More kitchen shots. Take a look at the size of this pantry. I often make this joke. It's probably not even funny. It's like one of those dad jokes, but this pantry is almost the size of my Chicago apartment. This is one of the bedrooms. This is a guest bath. One of the bedrooms in this home, this bedroom was actually used as a home theater, hence the speakers in the ceiling. But this bedroom is massive. I believe it has an ensuite. Beautiful foyer. I'll click through these so this is the master bathroom with a dual vanity, granite countertops, soaking tub. Has a really good sized closet. There's a dedicated water closet, walk-in shower. Take a look at this closet. It's got 2 sections. And here we have some backyard views. It has a nice built-in barbecue. Really, really good sized backyard. Nice and private, tall privacy wall. Has room for a trampoline and a play set. And right here on the side, you can see that you can squeeze in an RV or a boat or whatever other toys your heart desires. Great option. And here we have a view of, like, this is from the front of the property. Directly across, you have a park and access to the community pool. So this is a property that I feel would fit the needs of a lot of different families. However, you have to be patient with this one because, and the leaseback is super attractive. Folks, if you're interested to get more details, I could give you more info, and I feel that if I wasn't in a hurry to move and I just wanted to lock in a nice home at the current rates, that would be the one, because you cannot go wrong with this neighborhood and you're able to make some income before you take possession of this property. So great option there. And before I bore you guys to death, thank you to those that are sticking around. Give this video a thumbs up if you're finding this entertaining or useful. If you have any questions at all, drop them in the comments before I finish this live stream. I will make sure to get back to all of you. One other listing that I wanted to show you guys is this lot. Now, I have to preface this because some people will say, you know, that's a lot of money for a lot. One thing that a lot of our buyers, a lot of people that call us, ask us questions about is, you know, what does land situation look like in southern Utah? So land has become really expensive, and it's a big driver for overall cost of new construction. Your average quarter acre lot is anywhere from 250 to about 300,000 right now. And the general rule of thumb for new construction for somebody that's building spec houses is that you want to put a property that's worth at least 4 times the value of the lot in order for it to make financial sense. So if you're going to get into something and build a house on that lot, typically as an investor or even as an owner, to make sure that you're not overbuilding for the neighborhood and that you're not wasting a beautiful lot by putting something that's, you know, doesn't use that lot to its full potential. The math is typically you want for the property to be worth at least 4 times the value of this lot. So if you're thinking about building a nice luxury home and you want to be surrounded by the best schools like Crimson View, Crimson School tends to attract a lot of people because of the best, just in general, it seems to be the school that everybody with kids is after. It's a little bit too soon for us to worry about that. Oksana, my daughter, is only 3 months old at this point, so we're a little ways away from that. But folks with kids may chime in the comments, but that's where you want to be. So this lot is surrounded by all the best schools, and take a look at that. So we have a listing for a 0.47, almost a half acre lot. It is flat, it is pad ready, the impact fees are already paid, and all of the surrounding homes are kind of in that 1.5 plus, you know, 1.5 to $2.8 million price range. So don't have to worry about property values in that neighborhood. It is absolutely beautiful. It's right in Little Valley. It is kind of off the busy roads. This road is not super busy. It is absolutely perfect, because another tricky thing about shopping for land in southern Utah is that if you find a larger lot, you know, let's say it's a half acre, 0.7 acre lot, oftentimes half, if not 2/3 of that lot is sloping off the mountain somewhere. So by the time you do the excavating work, by the time you figure out, you know, what is it going to take to do your grading and get that lot to be actually pad ready, oftentimes if you're looking at a more affordable, larger acreage lot, the hidden caveat of that is that you're excavating and being able to just get that lot to be retained to be pad ready could often cost you as much as the lot itself. So the beauty of getting something like this is that you don't have to worry about any of it, because this lot is pad ready. We have soils reports, we have drainage studies, and you can BYOB. You could bring your own builder and you could build pretty much whatever your heart desires, as long as it fits within the CCNRs of the community, which, as you can see here, is a very trendy, modern, very well sought after style of modern farmhouses. And I think that the CCNRs for this community are not very strict in terms of, just the property needs to fit within kind of a common theme of the neighborhood. There in the distance, we see highly coveted Stone Cliff up in the mountain, and here we have the view of the new temple. Now, granted, this is a view from the drone, so don't anticipate to get this view right from your property. But the street, you're kind of at the top of the street here, so it is elevated above the rest of the valley, and you do get some incredible views from here. And as you can see, it's a pretty rectangular lot. The neighbors already took care of the walls and the retaining wall on one side. So in terms of any kind of additional hidden expenses or costs in this lot, there's none, if any. And it's a pretty wide lot, so you're able to, build a really good size home with a really nice backyard and a pool. Okay, let me see if we've got any questions. Folks, and this is kind of a new style of doing these videos, these market update videos. Usually they're in a lot more condensed format. So I haven't tried this format yet. So give me your feedback. Let me know in the comments below if this is something that you found useful, if you would rather me just get to a point and stop rambling on, if you don't want to know as much as I'm giving you, or if you love it. So either way, I do want to know how you feel about this style of content. Blue Collar Diesel commented, he said, my wife and I just got back from a 5-day vacation in Cedar City and St. George. I like surrounding areas of Cedar City, but amenities and community of St. George, hard decision. I get this all the time. We have some family that lives in Cedar, and we actually provide services to Cedar City and Iron County as well. It is kind of a unique situation with Cedar in general. So currently, the market values in Cedar as well as St. George and pretty much all of southern Utah have kind of equaled out, even though Cedar softened as well. And it used to be where the big decision was bang for the buck, right? You could get a little bit more for your money in Cedar City, and you can still experience all 4 seasons because Cedar City is considerably higher than St. George. So elevation of St. George is around, I could actually tell you exactly. St. George is at 2,778 feet above sea level, while Cedar City is ranging anywhere from 6 to about 8,000 feet above sea level. So it climbs in elevation quite a bit, even though it's about a 45, 50 mile drive. So you can experience snow and a real winter there. So if you're moving from an environment where you've had snow before, if you love it, great. That's a great way to maintain that and still have some manageable summer weather versus hotter months in St. George. Like right now, it's 102 outside and it's only the 8th of June. So summer is in full effect. It is getting really hot here. So from that perspective, Cedar is much better. But in terms of amenities, I agree. St. George has grown quite a bit and it doesn't really have that small city feel anymore. It feels like, surrounding population of Washington County, I think we're close to about 250,000. And there are a lot of communities that are close by within a 10-minute drive. So they feel like little suburbs that are interlocked. We're starting to get more food, more entertainment options, more shopping, and that is still lacking. I'll give you that. Shopping, if you're doing any major shopping, you would most likely have to travel to Las Vegas or Salt Lake City. But either way, send me a text or shoot me an email. I'll put my contact information down here, and I would love to help you get some options and just see what may be a better fit for you. Folks, I will read the rest of the questions as they roll in, and I'll reach out to you directly or reply to them in the comments below. I do have to run. Our spec house in Dixie Springs that I've been posting about on this channel is just about ready. It is going to hit the market this week, and I cannot wait. So I have to run off, take some photos for that project, maybe update a video. So subscribe if you haven't already to stay up to date on all things Southern Utah, all things real estate. And of course, if you're thinking about moving here, please get in touch with me. We have an entire team that services anywhere from here to Iron County and everywhere in between. So if you have any questions at all about what it's like to live, work, play here, please give me a call, shoot me a text, drop a comment below any of these videos. And we have a lot of exciting future content. So I have some videos from Parade of Homes, because in the process, so Parade of Homes took place in February of this year. I have not had a chance to edit. I have 3 more videos I'm going to upload, and those videos are worth waiting for. There are some incredible homes. Amongst those, one of those homes is 1,800 square feet, and it absolutely blew my mind. So sorry about the delay in that content. That's coming to this channel. We're also going to put out a lot more demographic, socioeconomic type content, the nerdy number stuff that really helps you determine whether or not this area is for you. And of course, if you want unfiltered opinion on this area, if you have any questions at all, just give me a call. I would absolutely love to be of service to you. Thank you all so much for sticking around this long, for tuning into this live. And as always, I will see you in the next one. Bye.